A massive fight for the breakaway once again. Would UAE go for it with Tadej Pogacar? He attacks with Remco anyway. This was the Stage 17 du Super Devlouis from Saint-Paul-Trois-Châteaux. We have 3 climbs in the finish. The first 2 are more difficult. The Bayard and Col du Noyer, which is both about 18 to 20 minutes long. The final 3K is only about 5% though. So if you're a really good climber, you got to go solo on the Noyer, and there was crosswinds at the start. The teams knew something could happen. We saw Vingegaard with the domestiques of Visma lined up, and then when they went through a village with about 6K, 7Ks to go, Kung on FDJ launched it, and it looked like we were going to have crosswind action. But it seems like everyone knows it's going to happen. Pogacar was right there. His teammates, apart from Pollitt, weren't, but look under Christophe Laporte's shoulder. It's like Pogacar, he's a one-man army. He's right in the perfect position with a crosswind coming from the left shoulder. He's not going to miss anything. There are splits, though. In the end, the crosswinds didn't actually matter for anybody except causing some extra fatigue. That was it in terms of that action. But then the breakaway formation's got to happen. This is the quote-unquote big breakaway stage. We see Van Aert, Healy trying, Van Aert going again with Drisnes, Tejada, and Tobias Johannesson, and it's in a line. It's hard all day, especially if you're trying to get in the break. So Uno-X wanted to be in, FDJ, Bora wanted to be in as well, Jungels there with Gregoire, Ineos also trying with Plusky and Kwiatkowski, and the peloton starts to split. It's chaotic. This is the quote-unquote peloton, which people are attacking to get to the break to. So there are 4 men up the road, Benoit Gregoire, Court, and Bob Jungels. But then, yeah, it's just really chaotic, and this is a flat start. Like, there's no hills really of note. EF come back from being split, trying to get Carapaz back, and now we're at the intermediate sprint, like 100 k's into the stage, and if there was any question mark over Biniam Girmay's shape after his crash yesterday, he answered that emphatically, dusting Jasper Philipsen in the intermediate sprint and pretty much putting the green jersey, if it wasn't already, to bed. And the breakaway formation starts again. It's only 54 k's to go now. This is looking like a repeat of stage 11 to Le Lorient. And a group of 43 riders goes up the road. Will UAE chase? The answer is no. We see, unlike on stage 11, Nils Pollitt pulls off to have a nature break. Ineos behind him, and that means that UAE are happy for the stage to go to the breakaway today. That gap quickly balloons to over 5 minutes, actually, on the first of those 20-minute climbs, the Col Bayard. And it's the breakaway chasing the breakaway. It looks like a peloton. This is Group 2. Total going for Jourdain Gigat or Steph Kras. This woman on the side of the road nearly hits Guillaume Martin, keeps waving anyway because she's a clown. And we have this sort of rolling terrain before the last climb. Guillaume Martin tries to get across with Valentin Madouas. How tired are these guys are going to be in Group 1 that have been chasing all day? Unfortunately for them, some really top-end climbers start to attack from behind. Simon Felipe Yates, Richard Carapaz goes as well. And it looks like this stage is going to be fought between the pure climbers, guys who've all podiumed or won Grand Tours. Carapaz, El Jaguar de Tulcan, hunting Simon Yates. Enric Mas a little bit behind. He made good inroads as well. Carapaz gives Simon Yates the left jab, and then out of a hairpin, he dusts him off the wheel, going clear with 1,800 meters to go on the final major climb and doing big numbies in the process too. Like, to win a mountain break in the Tour de France, you have to have a crazy level, and well deserved for EF Education Easy Post. They've tried to win a stage almost every single day, and Richard Carapaz rewards them for their perseverance. Huge win for him, his first in the Tour de France, massive win for the team. Back in the GC group though, we see top 10 GC action. This is what we all come for. It's Ciccone trying to take time on Derek G, or even Adam Yates, who people think might be a bit sick. And we have G responding with full stang in the wheel. Felix Gall, another top 10 contender. He's having to respond to that. UAE don't really need to do anything. Soler's just pacing behind. Almeida's following as well. Jorgensen's dropped with Kelderman. We see all of a sudden the GC group very reduced to the top 10 guys, and suddenly Pogacar lets the wheel of Almeida go. Kind of like he did on Lebetex last year, kind of like he did with Yates. And you see he's getting on the radio here before he knows Remco's closing it. And I think he's telling Almeida to attack, and possibly then he can be a satellite rider like Yates was on stage 15, 14 to Pla d'Ardèche. But Remco before Pogacar even can get on the radio. He goes to Almeida's wheel, Vingegaard then responds, and the fortunate side effect of this is that now Pogacar can go to the wheel of Vingegaard, and not very long later drops the hammer. About 2 minutes left on the climb for the GC group. Vingegaard looks pretty strong coming back to him, and all of a sudden he sits down, it levels off a bit, and Remco Evenepoel is dancing past Jonas Vingegaard. He might even be getting across to Tadej Pogacar. This is the first time we've seen Evenepoel drop Vingegaard in the race so far. So is Vingegaard cracking? What's happening? Is Remco going to be able to relay and get across to Pogacar? But he doesn't get across. In fact, Pogacar actually extends the gap on him in the last couple of hundred meters of the climb, and Vingegaard seems to be clawing back to Pogacar, who's on this descent. This has been the Achilles heel of Vingegaard all race, is that Galibier descent or all these descents, but today it's different. He's got Christophe Laporte, who was in the big breakaway as a satellite rider ahead. He saves Vingegaard's bacon on this pedaling descent, quickly getting across to Remco, and then both of them relaying and quickly getting across to Pogacar, who having Zimmerman pace. I don't know why Zimmerman pace, but anyway, that got shut down, but we knew this wasn't over. There's still like a 4K climb, 3K climb to the finish. Remco has seen something in Vingegaard, and he goes again. No response from Vingegaard. He's focused on Pogacar. He's just looking at him. Laporte is gassed. He's done. And Remco's got a teammate up the road, Jan Hirt. This is the battle of the satellite riders. Jan Hirt's waiting at 3Ks the same as Van Aert. So it's satellite rider versus satellite rider. All of them track staying. There's even a UAE with Sivakov, I think, waiting too. And basically it's Jan Hirt pacing against Van Aert, and then Benoot, who is further up the road, he starts pacing for Vingegaard to limit the damage. In the end, Remco, with a very smart move, takes 12 seconds on Vingegaard. Pogacar sprints with 250 or so meters to go to take another 2 seconds on the Dane. But the stage winner deserves all plaudits. Richard Carapaz winning ahead of Simon Yates, then Enric Mas, Laurens de Plus, Oscar Onley, Guillaume Martin. Magnus caught the best of that original breakaway, then Wout Poels, Jordan Gigat, and Aaron Brewer. Here's what Carapaz had to say after the stage. Richard, finally, after all of the opportunities in this tour, finally a victory in the Tour de France. What does it represent for you, this victory? It's the maximum, truly. You have to know that we've been trying since the start of the tour. It's been our primary objective to win a stage. We knew that the GC was too far from us. We always had a dream to win the stage, and today has been a very, very hard day. Always so many attacks, and well, finally it was a big group in the finish, and I think that it has been a day that I'll remember forever. In terms of GC, no change in the top 10. All of the guys from 4th till 12th rode in together. They finished on the same time, but like 2 minutes behind the Evenepoel, Pogacar, Vingegaard group. So there was no TV coverage. I don't know what happened there. Don't ask me. In terms of the stage tomorrow, it's another breakaway transition stage most likely. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you with a recap of that then.